Welcome to Moodle 3.7 Introductory Topics. I'm Greg Brignac with the LSU Faculty Technology Center. Today we'll cover the My Courses page, the basic tools and settings of a Moodle course, and some of the most commonly used types of course content. At the end of the course, you'll be able to navigate and manage your Moodle course as well as the My Courses page, add and organize content to your course, and control the visibility of your course as well as the visibility of course content. You can log into Moodle from the MyLSU homepage or simply navigate to moodle.lsu.edu. New blank teaching courses are created for each term. You'll get a separate Moodle course shell for each course that you teach, but sections will be combined. So for example, if you're teaching multiple sections of English 1001 and also multiple sections of English 1051, you will have two Moodle course shells created for you. Teaching courses are automatically created 60 days before the first day of classes, and students are automatically enrolled 14 days before the first day of classes. When new teaching courses are created, they are hidden by default. This gives you the opportunity to adjust or refine your course content before making it available to students. However, you must manually unhide your teaching course each semester before students will be able to access it. While courses are still hidden, you will need to expand the Hidden Courses link at the bottom of your My Courses page. Once a course is unhidden, it will automatically appear in the upper portion of the screen, but you can also force it to show at the top while still hidden by marking it as a favorite. This is done by simply clicking the star icon in the upper right-hand corner. On the main course page, the left sidebar will contain a number of links that Moodle refers to as sections, but at LSU these are often referred to as modules. These sections are merely containers that help you organize your course material. Sections can be formatted as weekly or topic. The default is topic, as you see here. If you choose the weekly format, sections will automatically reflect the weeks of the term in which you're teaching. The Contents sidebar also serves as a navigation menu for the course. Simply click on the desired topic to view the contents within. Additionally, at the bottom of each section, there are previous and next links that advance back and forward one section at a time. If you need to rename a topic, simply click on the desired topic, then click on the Edit Section link. Type in the desired name. The summary description is optional, and then scroll down and click the Save Changes button. You will often notice in Moodle that the various Save buttons are not visible unless you scroll, so be aware that sometimes you have to scroll to find those Save buttons. If you need to add a section, you can click the Create a New Section button near the bottom of the left sidebar. Simply type in the desired name. Again, the contents description is optional. Scroll down and click the Create Section button. Also, if it's necessary to hide a particular section, simply click on the desired section and then underneath the name, click the eyeball icon. When the eyeball is closed, the section is hidden. A reminder bar will appear that says Not Published to Students. This happens because the sections continue to be visible for instructors and the contents within the sections continue to be visible and are editable. But when the section is hidden, the students will not be able to see it. The eyeball icon is a toggle. So if you click the eye again, it will unhide the section. Lastly, if you need to delete a section, make sure you're on the correct section and simply click the X icon adjacent to Show Hide control. Confirm that you want to delete the section, and it will be deleted. The administration menu is accessed by clicking the gear icon or cogwheel to the upper right of the screen. Under Edit Settings, you'll find the visibility setting for the entire course. As previously mentioned, all newly created teaching courses are hidden by default, so once you're ready for your students to begin accessing the course, you will need to change the visibility setting from Hide to Show. Also previously mentioned, the course format setting configures the sections to appear as either topics or weeks. Please note that only the topic and weekly formats work well with the Moodle Snap theme currently in use at LSU, so please avoid the other options. The Hidden Sections setting, directly below Format, controls the precise behavior of sections that are hidden. The default behavior is to show hidden sections in collapsed form, so the student will be able to see the name of the hidden section, but will not be able to see any of the course materials within it. Optionally, you can choose to have the hidden sections become completely invisible to the students. Once you've made all the desired changes, be sure to scroll down and click the Save and Display button. Another frequently used tool under the Administration menu is Users. When expanded, two of your options will be Enrolled Users and Groups. Enrolled Users allows you to view and manage your course enrollment. However, manual enrollment should not be necessary for the primary instructor or for registered students. If a student is not automatically enrolled into the Moodle course, it's a likely indication that there's a problem with his or her registration. And once the registration issue is resolved, they should become automatically enrolled into the Moodle course. The primary purpose of manual enrollment is to add teaching assistants and non-primary or guest instructors. To enroll a TA, click the Enroll Users button. The TA No Grade role is used when the TA will be editing course materials but not accessing grades. The TA Group role is used when the TA will be grading students. Select the desired role and then search for the user by name or MyLSU user ID. The MyLSU user ID is preferable because it is always unique and it helps to guarantee that you're enrolling the appropriate person. Click Enroll Users when you're finished, and the TAs will be added to your enrollment. Under the Groups column, note that the section groups are automatically created in the course and that the appropriate students have been added to those groups. The 3-digit number indicates the section number. You must add the appropriate TA to the group containing the students they will be grading. Click on No Groups, select the desired group, and then click the Save button just to the right of the drop-down field. Note that this is an extremely obscure save button. Once again, click on No Groups, select the desired group, and then save. When finished, the TAs will have grade level access, but only for the students in their corresponding groups. To further manage groups, under the Administration menu, select Users and then select Groups. Group membership can be managed by selecting the desired group on the left and then clicking the Add Remove Users button to the bottom right. To remove an existing user from a group, select the user and then click on the Remove button. To add a user to a group, simply reverse the process. Select the user on the right under Potential Members and click the Add button. Also notice that by holding the Shift key down, Multi-Select does work in this interface. When you're finished making changes, scroll down and click the Back to Groups button. Please note that there is no Save button on this screen. Groups can be leveraged for more than just granting grading privileges to enrolled users. It's possible to restrict access to certain resources and activities by group. For example, if you wanted only Section 1 to complete Assignment A and only Section 2 to complete Assignment B, this can be accomplished using access restrictions. Also, Moodle Mail allows both roles and groups to be used when addressing email. Moodle Mail uses your primary LSU email account. It is not a separate email account, but it is quite useful for addressing messages quickly and efficiently. Moodle resources are course content items that are not intended to be interactive in nature, such as Word files, links to websites, slideshow presentations, videos, and audio clips. This type of course content is primarily intended to be viewed or studied. Most types of media can be distributed as a Moodle resource. Moodle activities, on the other hand, are more interactive in nature. They include forums in which students respond to posts, assignments in which the student submits a prepared response or creates and uploads their own media, and of course Moodle quizzes. To add an activity or resource to a Moodle section, click the Create Learning Activity link at the bottom of the section. Assignments simply instruct the student to either submit a prepared response via online text or to create a document or media-based file and then upload their submission to Moodle. The primary settings used to configure an assignment include the following. Name and description. Availability dates. While the use of these dates is optional, it is usually wise to at least configure a due date. If the Allow Submissions From date is unused, students can begin submitting immediately upon creation of the assignment. Submission types. Online text simply provides a student with a text box within the framework of the assignment to type their submission, whereas file submissions prompts the student to upload a file. These two types are not mutually exclusive, so you can enable one, the other, or both. Feedback types work much like submission types, except that they govern the instructor's response to the student. A common practice is to enable feedback files so that the student's submission can be corrected or marked up and then distributed back to the student. Under grade, you can set the grade type as well as the maximum grade. Selecting none will prevent the grade from impacting the course total. Selecting point will cause the grade to impact the course total. It's best to avoid scale because if the chosen scale is different from that of the Moodle gradebook, the results can be unpredictable. Restrict access. As previously mentioned, groups as well as other criteria can be leveraged to restrict access to an activity. By default, all students in the course will have access to the activity. Forums provide a framework for asynchronous group discussion to online learners. There are 4 basic types of forums in Moodle that range from highly structured, with students only being allowed to respond to discussions begun by the instructor, to very loosely regulated forums allowing students to create new discussion threads at will. When creating forums, pay close attention to the forum type and the subscription tracking settings. Moodle provides additional contextual information using tooltips in the form of question marks. You will see these throughout Moodle. The tooltip for forum type is particularly useful in describing the various types of Moodle forums. A common forum type is the question and answer forum. In this type, the instructor can create multiple discussions in the form of questions, and for each question, students are prevented from seeing their peers' responses until they have posted their own. Under Subscription and Tracking, you can select the subscription mode. When you're subscribed to a forum, you'll receive email notifications of activity in that forum. Depending on the activity level of the forum, this can generate an undue amount of email, so choose the subscription mode carefully. There are 4 types of subscription modes. In forced subscription, all students are subscribed and cannot unsubscribe. With auto, all students are initially subscribed but can opt out. With optional, students are not initially subscribed but can opt in. And with disabled, no notifications are sent. A special type of forum activity that you will notice in your course is the Announcements forum. It is automatically created in the first section of your course and does not behave as previously described. Only instructors can post to this forum. Students cannot even reply to posts, and the default subscription mode is forced subscription. The 2 most common types of Moodle resources are the URL resource and the file resource. The URL resource simply distributes a web address to your students. At a minimum, you simply need to give it a name and then paste the address into the external URL box. The file resource is essentially just a means of using Moodle to distribute files to your students. To create a file resource, simply provide a name and then drag and drop the desired file into the Select Files box. Note that uploading large files or large quantities of files increases the size of your Moodle course. This can eventually cause difficulty when restoring or importing content. An alternative may be to use a file share, such as OneDrive or Files to Go. Since most file shares use links to distribute their files, you can then distribute the link with a Moodle URL resource as previously described. As you populate your course with content, it becomes increasingly necessary to reorganize. Individual content items can be moved within a section or from one section to another, and the sections themselves can also be reordered. The right-facing arrow initiates the move process. To move a content item within a section, simply click the arrow and then click the appropriate Move Here link. To move a content item into a new section, the process is essentially the same, but you will need to switch sections using the Content sidebar. And lastly, to delete a content item, simply click the three vertical dots and choose Delete. To move an entire section, click the arrow next to the section you want to move, and then click the section in the sidebar before which you want to place the one you're moving. Click the Place Section link, and your topic will be moved. As previously mentioned, Moodle Mail utilizes your primary LSU email account. It is not a separate account. However, emailing your students directly from your Outlook client could be an arduous process, especially for large classes. Moodle Mail streamlines the process of addressing email to the appropriate recipients because it can leverage both roles and groups from your course. To access Moodle Mail, simply click the Course Tools link near the bottom of the Content sidebar, and then select the Moodle Mail icon. To initiate an email, click the Compose icon, and then expand the To Recipients drop-down list. You can select individual users from this list, but you can also select from roles. If you wanted to send an email to all students, you could select the student role, or you could send an email just to your TAs, or you could send an email just to one section or the other. Simply click the desired section, and then supply a subject and a body, and then click the Send Message button at the bottom of the screen.